We're back in the Fantasy Bar. Week 17 is up, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings, including a couple running backs I want to pay for in some smash spots. We'll save you with some other spots, including a stack I really like for this weekend's action, some of my favorite values, and a beast of the week I think goes absolutely nuclear this week. Who are we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Week 17 edition, Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Getting this out a little bit late. Been under the weather. Apologies for that. We're going to battle through today. 6 of my favorite plays ready for you. Thank you, as always, for stopping by, checking out this week's video. Before we get into those plays, do me a favor. Take a second. Click that thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. Check out splashsports.com/RotoGrinders. If you haven't been over there yet, now is the time. What have you been waiting for? Lots of great contests still available. All kinds of entry fees, types of contests. Make sure you check out splashsports.com/RotoGrinders. All the details right below me here. Just click that link. Go check it out today. All right, week 17. Kind of a smaller slate with the Saturday games and all the other action this week, but still looks like a fun slate of games. Let's dive in with our first play at running back with Bucky Irving of Tampa Bay. Now, Bucky Irving still the main back here. Rachaad White had that fumble kind of in the doghouse when you listen to some of the comments coming out of the Tampa Bay camp, and what a matchup it is here for Bucky Irving against this Carolina defense. We're talking the most rushing yards allowed, second most rushing touchdowns allowed, and of course, the most fantasy points allowed to this position. Tampa fighting for their playoff lives here. Atlanta breathing down their neck, and they get a good spot here. We're talking a 28-point team total here for Tampa Bay and a huge 8-point home favorites. Just very favorable conditions here for Bucky Irving to absolutely go ham in this matchup under 7,000 on DraftKings. Great price and a great matchup for Bucky Irving. All right, wide receiver up next with Brian Thomas Jr. of Jacksonville. Now, this guy's quickly become, in my opinion, the best rookie wide receiver and developing a very nice rapport with Mac Jones. We're talking 10 or more targets in every game over the last month, averaging over 12 targets per game over that stretch. So with all the injuries that they have suffered, Thomas is clearly the alpha in that Jacksonville lineup. Should have a competitive game here. Might be an ugly game, but should be close and competitive here with Tennessee. 4 touchdowns for him over the last 4 weeks. So finding the end zone and giving us those big ceiling games that we are looking for, going over 30 DraftKings points in each of the last 2 games. And the price has climbed a little bit, but to me, still underpriced, under 7,000. We're talking a guy that's top 6 in the entire NFL in yards per route run. Continue to buy low here on Brian Thomas Jr. Sky is the limit here. I think he has another big game this week against the Tennessee Titans. All right, we like Brian Thomas Jr. Let's pair him up with a cheap quarterback in Mac Jones. So lots of good quarterback options. As always, ownerships is spread out pretty nicely here, but I like the value here on Mac Jones, who has shown us a very nice ceiling at these prices. A couple 20-point games for him over the last 4. That's an easy 4X on these salaries, and he's been good at home. Limited sample here, but his last 2 home games, multiple touchdown passes in each of those games, and those were the 20-point games for him here. Now, Tennessee, not the easiest matchup in the world, but they have been vulnerable against the quarterback position. We're talking bottom 12 in touchdown passes allowed and fantasy points allowed to this position. Mac Jones going to open up some salary for you. Pair him up with Brian Thomas Jr. here in week 17. All right, let's save you some more money at the tight end position with Tucker Kraft of Green Bay. So obviously this game, one you're going to want to target, 48.5-point total, close spread, easily the best game on the slate as far as watchability and, in my opinion, fantasy upside as well. And we know Minnesota, very good against the run, not so much against the pass. So Green Bay should be attacking through the air here. First meeting with Minnesota, season highs for Tucker Kraft, 9 targets, 6 receptions, did find the end zone in that game. And we have Christian Watson listed as questionable here. If he's out of the lineup, that should lead to more looks here for Tucker Kraft in the passing game. Great nose for the end zone as well. Sometimes that's all you need out of a guy sub 4K. 7 touchdowns, ranks 3rd at the position in the entire NFL. Tucker Kraft, great game environment and a fantastic price, under 4,000. over on DraftKings. All right, speaking of great price, let's go back to wide receiver with Jaylen Tolbert of Dallas. So Tolbert dealing with a little bit of an injury, so we're going to keep a close eye on that. If we have to make any changes, we will do so in the comment section here on YouTube. But for me, it would be an easy pivot. Pay up a little bit for Brandon Cooks, pay down a little bit for Turpin if Tolbert is unable to go. And I think both of those guys are also in play here. With no CD Lamb, opens up a ton of targets for these other pass catchers here for Dallas. Tolbert, 3 touchdowns over the last 5 and has found the end zone in each of the last 2 games. So developing that nice chemistry with Cooper Rush here. Game script should be very favorable here for the Cowboys to be throwing a lot. 7.5-point underdogs here against Philly. So we should see 40, 45, 50 passes here out of this Dallas offense. And Jaylen Tolbert should be the main target if healthy. If not, we will adjust to Jaylen Tolbert. One of my favorite values for Week 17. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Week 17. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Week contest. All you got to do, click that thumbs up button, head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my Beast of the Week. Whoever's guess is the closest, you're going to win your choice of a free month of RotoGrinders Premium or a free month of Scores and Odds Premium. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Week 17. You know, Matt, Beast of the Week. All right, Beast time. We owe you one more running back, and we'll get a little correlation with Jaylen Tolbert and go to the other side with running back Saquan Barkley, this week's Beast of the Week. So no Jalen Hurts this week for the Philadelphia Eagles should lead to a huge workload for Saquon Barkley. And not only that, we know that he is chasing Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record here. So we saw it last week. Philly is going to put the ball in his hands an absolute ton here already. 6 games of 30 or more DraftKings points, and 5 of those games 36 or more DraftKings points. Yes, Dallas held him in check in their first meeting, but Dallas has still been very vulnerable against the running back position, especially in the touchdown department. 4th most rushing touchdowns. You take Jalen Hurts in that tush push out of the lineup. I like Barkley's chances to find the end zone at least once, possibly twice in this matchup. Dallas also gives up the 5th most receiving yards to this position. We know they're going to utilize him in the passing game, and bottom 10 in fantasy points allowed. Add it all up. Guy chasing history here without Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley, easily my favorite play on the board in this week's Beast of the Week. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Week 17 six-pack. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, your guess, Saquon Barkley's fantasy output on DraftKings for a shot to win some free RotoGrinders or Scores and Odds Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. An early Happy New Year's to everybody. Go win some money this weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.